Hello guys and gals and welcome. So we just covered the rune word white, and I figured let's go ahead and cover the opposite rune word, which is black. There are two rune words in the game that both share similar construction, and that is the Io rune, and that is the white rune and the black rune. They are rune words, and in the black rune word is a very interesting rune word, and on the surface it might not seem like something that you would particularly want to use. And before we go over the rune word in the game, let's go over the rune word on the website. I do always like to look at the variations of the rune word before we talk about anything else. So right off the bat, you'll see that black is a rune word ThulIoNef. And just talking very briefly about the cost of this rune word, it's cheap. It's extremely cheap. It's dirt cheap. Like, there is absolutely no reason why anyone shouldn't be able to afford ThulIoNef. Io is the most expensive rune in that rune word, and honestly, I have 20 of those at this particular point. Io runes are not hard to come by at all. Second, it is capable of being made in clubs, hammers, or maces. So, you know, this is actually something that you'd probably want to make in a very fast weapon like a flail. I actually made this in a not so fast weapon, which was a warhammer. So don't take my example on that. We also have the stats here. So we have 120% enhanced damage. We've got 40% chance of crushing blow, which is a chance to do a 40% chance to do 25% damage to the current HP of the monster. This is also limited to individual monsters. So on bosses, it's 12.5%. On players, it's 10%, and it varies, you know, depending on what monster you're attacking. Essentially, it's also affected by physical damage reduction, so keep that in mind. And it is not actually does not actually get any bonus from amplified damage. So if you have a monster that's like negative 100% physical resistance, it doesn't gain any benefit from it. However, if they have 99% physical resistance, it actually affects it and decreases the amount of damage that crushing blow does. So amplified damage will help up to that 0% mark, but then will not help any further. 200 to attack rating, 3 to 14 cold damage, 10 to vitality, 15% increased attack speed, magic damage reduced by 2, level 4 corpse explosion charges, which is actually kind of fun. Corpse explosion is effective no matter what character you're used on, or really what level the corpse explosion is. And it also has knockback. And this is the clincher with this weapon. The knockback is really the problem. So as a melee weapon, used by melee characters, knockback is not something that people seek. And the problem with this is that when you are in melee, you want to attack a target, and you want them to stay within range so you can continue to attack them. And the main issue with this is when you have knockback on a weapon, you are creating a situation where the monsters will be forced away from you, and then you have to chase them down to continue to attack, which will reduce your overall DPS. However, should you already have an ability which contains a knockback, this weapon is actually ideal. For instance, Bash on the Barbarian, I believe, already has a knockback, so making a black for a Barbarian is actually pretty effective. The Smiters, the Shield Paladin's Smiters, already have a knockback. So one of the main uses for this particular weapon is actually to make it for a Uber character who is killing Ubers. Because the 40% chance of crushing blow is a massive crushing blow. You take that, you put that on a smiter. Smite already has knockback. You don't have to worry about it. You go in there and you bash the absolute crap out of whatever monster that you're hitting, and you apply the 40% crushing blow. It's also important to note that knockback does not work on bosses, so you could theoretically use this particular weapon to kill bosses with. It is perceivable just simply to have this on the other hand, for instance, your other swap, and if you have this on your swap, you could pull it out when you are fighting Diablo or Baal or Mephisto or Duriel, and you could use it to reduce their HP very quickly using the crushing blow, and then swap back to your main weapon when you've got their HP down to an agreeable level according to the DPS that you dish out. And I wanted to bring this rune word to everyone's attention because it is a very interesting budget smiter item. It is a very interesting weapon for melee characters who already do have knockback attacks, and quite honestly, the 40% crushing blow might be worth using, just as a temporary weapon until you find something better. I would recommend making it in a faster base than a warhammer, but a very interesting weapon nonetheless. And the level 4 corpse explosion charges are actually kind of fun. They will actually do lots of damage, trust me. So when you go out and you find a group of monsters, especially if you're a melee character, you're going to wait till all the monsters are very close to you, because level 4 corpse explosion does only have a radius of 3.6 yards, and then you're going to go ahead and explode the corpse, and it's going to do massive damage to everything within that 3.6 yard radius. And I could totally see using those corpse explosion charges on a melee character. Not a ranged character, because ranged characters are just, they're too far away and the monsters are too spread out. But as a melee character, all the monsters are going to be grouped on you. So you kill one target and then use a corpse explosion. Kill one target and then use a corpse explosion. It might be a little bit expensive, but it could definitely be very viable as far as kill speed is concerned, because that is just an amazing ability. And let's see how much it costs for one corpse explosion repair. So we're looking at 2,700, which isn't bad. So I assume that that's 2,700 per charge. So you're looking at 2,700 times 12, right? So times 12. So you're looking at a total of 32,000 gold to repair that. That's one item. If you pick up one 35,000k item, that's enough to repair the entire thing. And 14 corpse explosions is actually, or 12 corpse explosions is actually enough to kill quite a few monsters, especially in the cow level. I don't know if you guys have ever used corpse explosion in the cow level, but it is absolutely amazing. Trust me. Anyway, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video on the Black Rune Word, and I hope that you will think about this rune word when you are looking at budget items to help you with killing Ubers, or maybe even just dealing with regular Diablo in hell. Whatever it is that you need help with to kill, 40% crushing blow is definitely going to be a huge boon to the speed in which you kill monsters. And Mr. NiNi is, I think, deliberately hiding behind my head. Mr. NiNi! Mr. NiNi! Mr. NiNi! I'm gonna give him some pets. Atomic powered pets! No! Atomic powered pets! Anyway, as always, I do appreciate you guys and gals watching these videos. And if you enjoyed the video, please make sure you give a like and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.